Hey, what's up? This is Jason back with you once again here on Breaking Brews on YouTube. And I've got another sneak preview of Season 2 of the Breaking Brews podcast to share with you today. Now, remember, all 15 sessions of Season 2 of the Breaking Brews podcast are going to drop on Monday, November 25th. You can subscribe and get ready for that big launch over at iTunes, on Stitcher, on Google Play Music, on Spotify, and on iHeartRadio. And you can get caught up on all of the past episodes from Season 1 over at breakingbrews.com/podcast. In this episode, I once again sat down with the marketing manager from Monday Night Brewing, Mr. Aaron Williams. And in this episode, we dove into the world of Instagram marketing. Now, if you'd like, Aaron provided some tremendous insight on the world of Facebook marketing and more specifically, how to do great kick-ass paid advertisements. You can go back to session 26 in season 1 and hear all kinds of great information from Aaron. Today, I've got a sneak preview of what you'll hear when Aaron and I dove deep into the world of Instagram. Take a listen.
Focus on what makes people engage with your brand and makes people interested in your brand, and use it as a sense of community as opposed to I'm just going to shotgun this out there and I just hope that everyone coast to coast around the world sees this and tags me and follows me and oh my gosh, I feel so awesome because I've got 70,000 followers and this brewery down the street only has 1,000, so I'm so much better than they are. You know, that doesn't work. An engaged audience is better than a large audience.
100%. I think this is a great time. I know we briefly touched on this when I said we would get into it later. I think this is the perfect time since we've already broached the subject. The whole vanity metrics thing is something that I feel died, maybe 7-8 years ago at a minimum. I remember I was working with a company, at the turn of the decade. It was around the time I was working with these guys. And that was, I think social media at that time was still in its infancy. It still really hadn't gotten to the powerful platform that it is today. And I had a guy give me a program that would help me get thousands of followers on Twitter. And at that time, I was like, oh, okay, cool. Yeah, you got to have the number. It looks like you're more important if you have the number. And that is, I learned then that it's complete bullshit. And
Totally.
It's gotten even worse now. And I think with Instagram, this is what you have to be aware of. This is probably the best advice that I feel I can give on this show. And this show is already jam-packed with good information about Instagram, and we got plenty more to come. Do not buy followers. There are many websites out there that will give you 10,000 followers for $40 or whatever the number may be. Don't do it. Because now those accounts aren't real. And Instagram's algorithm is built around the engagement. And if they see that you have thousands of followers but no posts that are getting any interaction or any engagement, or you're not engaging with other accounts, you just bought this to have a number that makes you look important, they will crush your account. And you will get nothing. And it's pretty much impossible to come back from something like that. So if you get buried by Instagram with that account, consider yourself done, because
just delete it and start over again. Just take the L and start over.
Exactly. So instead of even having to go down that road, save your money, invest it wisely into some sort of paid advertising that's going to get you somewhere. And do not fall prey to the accounts that say, or to the ads that say, you can grow your Instagram following overnight and it's going to be so powerful for you, because it's complete bullshit.
And you also want to think about this too, especially again, if you're a smaller brewery or a local regional brewery that's listening to this podcast. If you're in Bangor, Maine, for example, where my grandparents live, if you're a brewery in Bangor, Maine, would you rather have 1,000 people in the Bangor metro area, interacting and dealing with your brand, or do you want 10,000 people in Myanmar following you on Instagram? It does you zero good, because those people are never coming into your door. They have zero interest in who you are. They don't mean anything to you. So focus on what your customer base is, who they are, and you will reap the profits. And again, just the base level of amount of followers means absolutely nothing. And if you've got a boss or an investor harping on you about that, then give me a call and I'll talk to them because it just makes no sense. You know, it's
Yeah, no doubt about it. And a YouTube expert that I've been following lately is Sunny Lenarduzzi, and she has a great video on her YouTube channel where she actually took an old account that she was not using anymore for Instagram and did an experiment where she bought followers, and she showed over time how that just crushed her account. I'll post that video in the show notes on breakingbrews.com. And I'll put a link to the video in the show notes wherever you're listening to this podcast so you can jump over and check that out. It's very, very insightful and truly drives the point home that when you go down that road of trying to find people that aren't interacting with your brand, they're just following it because you purchased them. It's a no-win situation you're putting yourself in.